One. Keep it going.
Adrian! Adrian! Hey, it's Logan! Hey, let me see.
What the fuck is this? What? Yo, y'all chill the fuck. Yeah, bitch. Damn, I got one, just 2 phones.
Where you driving, bro?
You a fuck nigga, man.
Am I?
Yes, bro. I'm driving a Kia.
We just got pulled over because of this nigga.
What the fuck up? I was speeding in this bitch. Ricky Bobby.
It is currently Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
It is currently 9:50, and it is Saturday, January 9th, and we are 3 hours and 20 minutes away from the show. So, hopefully we make it, and if we don't make it, I'll just threaten my manager. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck up, man. Like, why are you speaking? What make you speak?
Yo.
English you speak?
She put down her coat when there's water on the street. I ain't tryna fuck up the kicks on my feet. Still gotta kick the hoe out when I beat.
Ah! You a nigga! You a nigga! You a nigga! Yeah, nigga! I'm a buck! I'm a buck!
You wanna flip and play game?
Okay. Alright, nigga! Alright, nigga! I'm a buck! I think I got a whole clench on your ass! Alright, thank you.
Fuck wrong with this nigga, bro?
You don't know the jokes.
Alright, thank you.
Fuck wrong with this nigga? Fuck wrong with this fat ass?
What?
I already made the sucky. Goddamn, suck him up. Why my bitch put up in a coochie color truck? Goddamn, fuck is up. Better name my boss is so designer these nuts. Thought I fell off, I'm like, stop. Lava girl, my bezel stay hot. Whipping up a fairy like a crock pot. Gucci flip flops, no socks.
It is now 12:49 p.m. and we are in Denver, Colorado.
Finally
We
here.
made it to our destination. I got my
Damn
boy
it.
Wilgins, my boy Ski, my boy Trunks,
You already
my
know
boy
what it is,
Boof
man.
Pack.
Gang shit.
Bosifer, 666 with the dick. Me too. You ever love to stay up late?
Oh, yeah, son.
Snapchat before my phone die.
Gang shit.
My phone died. As soon as I fucking start fucking recording. Look, I got ice.
It's
Hey,
on.
y'all boys better watch out.
Go! Bro, he touched it with his hands. Fuck my niggas out.
Yo. Gang shit.
I got a cigarette.
Yo, what?
The clothes.
Wait, we still got
Yo.
No, I really didn't. Someone pushed me. Someone pushed me off. Nova pushed me off. gotta acknowledge their team. They don't acknowledge their team. Get niggas like fucking fall out. I'm not gonna fall out because I acknowledge I couldn't get here what I wanted.
How was your night, guy?
My dick. It was
So where are we going?
We are going to South by Southwest. It's just
Yo, X, where the fuck are you going?
X. Oh. I was about to moonwalk across that shit. Sick hat, dude. Damn, shorty. Oh my god.
This walk long as shit.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. But it's worth it. Because we're about to see it do, man.
So Gabe made us walk to the wrong place.
Yep. Gabe, what do you have to say for yourself?
So, I want to bet. About to give me 200 on top of the 400 I just got.
Yep.
For some little last song, you feel me? About to make 1,800 by next week. Some gang shit. Jesus Christ.
You don't understand how a bitch can come suck my dick when my asshole is smelling like dank, like fire.
Tell me to stare at each other.
My hands. I want to do something. Come on, man. Somebody got to put in some work now. This is tiring me out.
I made like 5 Snapchats by that.
Nope.
Ooh. Ooh. Lock. Ooh. Lock. Lock there. Ooh. Ooh. Lock. Ooh. Lock. It's locked. It's locked. Gabe, you got Gabe top. It's locked.
Snap that shit.
It's locked. It's locked.
I told you, nigga.
Yeah, me there.
Yo, nigga gotta go to lunch, but come on, please show some respect, you feel me? I came from Florida to do this shit. Fuck Perk! I got a bun on these fuck niggas fucking me. Oh my god. To all the little ones out there that support me and show me love. I love you. Coco!
Feels like I'm sleeping, dude.
What did they do to you, Coco? Everybody tripping about the Walk on Water song because you're not seeing some evil shit. Y'all want Eminem to say some fucking evil shit and feed the kids evil shit. We're not in that time of life. Be happy that he doesn't want the kids to be on some evil pill popping shit. Y'all fucking tripping, bro. Wake up and have another good day today, guys. I believe in you. You guys are gonna have a good fucking day. I believe in you. When I tell people to be creative, I mean be creative in thinking. So you don't have to necessarily be creative. You don't have to be an actual artist. But you can be creative in a physical aspect or a mental aspect in the way you think. You understand? Being basically different thinking would be... Believe me when I say 24/7, I want to give you guys the answers and I want to tell you everything I know and help you in your lives, but I can't. I'm literally not allowed to. So I can only spread positivity and give you hints. So that way, I don't get in trouble. If you're listening to this, I love you. Another thing, if you have a little brother or a little sister, today, I need you to be positive to them, and I need you to basically be a good influence on them and make sure you're teaching them something good today because they need you. The future generation is the future. I'm going to stop calling you guys fans. I'm going to start calling you members of my cult. This is a cult, not a fan base. This is far more genuine than a fan base. Also, I don't want you guys to see it as a bad thing to go to school. Just make sure you're retaining the information you want to retain. So if you don't give a fuck about the fan, like you said, the fans, because they're so cold. Like it's like I got a piece of the internet. You feel me?
So they were saying that Drake was biting your style. That's what the fans were saying.
Yeah. Flow, hell yeah, bro. You could take his verse, like they did a mashup. They put his verse on my song, and the cadence is literally just at the same tempo. It's not offbeat at all. And if you listen to my song and then you listen to the bruh song, like you could, bro, we all
Let's
not
see.
dumb. Yeah, go.
Isn't the mashup on your Instagram page?
No,
That's not. Okay, where is it? Where can we find this?
You could just look up XXXTENTACIon Drake mashup.
Tentacion Drake.
Or just look up Drake mashup or something.
So now, where do you guys stand? Like, what's good now?
I still think Drake a fuck nigga. I'm keeping a blood raw. I still think Drake a fuck nigga. Like I think he's not a man. I think he's a bitch. That's a bitch move. Especially when I was in jail facing life, bro. You know what I'm saying? If Drake would have came to my bond hearing, you know what I'm saying, that would have made my fucking day. If he would have showed that he's a hospitable person and that he's really in this shit for the culture, rather than being a fuck nigga taking my shit, running off with it, and then putting it on his album, then he would have got my kudos. He would have got my respect. I would have let him hop on the remix, take 100% royalty rate. I would have done it because I know I can maintain. You know what I'm saying? And I would have appreciated him for being a real nigga. But Drake not a real nigga. So,
anything now, like moving forward, it happened. You can't take it back.
I'm gonna make the world hate me. I'm gonna make the world hate me. I'm gonna be that. I'm gonna be the super villain. I'm gonna make this whole thing crumble.
People like the villains.
Yeah, they do. I definitely agree. They definitely do. I'm gonna ruin everything for everybody. I'm talking about. I'm finna shit so hard. Like I'm gonna need moist towelettes on my right hand every day. I'm finna shit hard.
So no more jail. That's clear.
No, I'm good.
You're out. You good?
As long as they don't set me up, but they set niggas up all the time. I feel like they set Kodak up. If you ask me.
Oh, you see my shirt?
Yeah, free Kodak. Free Kodak. Hey, shouts out to Paul Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they set him up. If you ask me, because when I was on. See, the fucked up thing is, it don't matter how you get out. If they got a hold on you, they trying to violate you. Because when I was on pretrial, remind you, they say it's innocent before proven guilty. But they wouldn't let me out free, first of all, and I had bond. You know what I'm saying? They put an ankle monitor on me. I would get a call from my pretrial officer, and she'd be like, "Oh, your ankle monitor said you were here at this time," because they shit used to glitch, because I was on the 12th floor at FIU. So it used to glitch out and say I was down the street or some shit.
Wow.
But I never left my house. So
Wow.
she'll call me and be like, "Oh, you're gonna go back to jail for a very long time if you don't get right." I'm like telling her, I'm like, "Yo, I didn't leave my house. You feel me? The only time I left my house was to get pizza downstairs." You know what I'm saying? And they don't give a fuck. You gotta realize these people get touched for this shit.
That's crazy.
And they violating people's due processes.
Well, we know what that's about. We know what the system is not made for people to succeed. You know what I'm saying?
I just want to be one of the people to actually give power to that shit, though, to like let people, like, nobody gonna feel it till they end up in that situation. He not gonna feel it unless his brother or his mom end up in jail. You feel me? He not gonna feel it unless your daughter or somebody end up in jail. Nobody gonna feel it till they end up. But I mean, like, it's sick. It's sick. They don't feed you real meat. They're not giving you the right nutrition. They put in chlorine in the showers. They got bleach soaps. Like, bro, the shit is sick. Like, bro, there's a shit called they call Jim Jones. You pour it, they drink it. You drink it like every day.
What is that?
It's like a juice. It's like a I guess a fake juice. Like they put the powder in the water and you drink. It's called Jim Jones. If you pour this shit on the paint, it melts the paint, and they're making us drink this shit. If you pour it on, I kid you not, I'm not talking on you pour this shit on the paint, it eats away at the paint.
Well, I heard that they were giving soldiers something like that to suppress their sexual appetite.
Yo, that's funny because I was going to say that, but I was just trying to dive into it. That's what they said, but it was a rumor. They're like, oh, if you drink Jim Jones, your dick can't stand up. You feel me? But I wasn't trying to.
They giving y'all Jim Jones, yo.
I wasn't drinking that shit. I'm waterified. You feel me? I'm drinking water.
Damn. Whoa. Well, we've kind of been everywhere. So what's next with the music?
I got an album coming out called 17, a mixtape called I Need Jesus, the mixtape, and then one more called Revenge. And I mean, as far as myself as a artist, I want to be able to break all barriers. And I mean, as far as for the underground, I'm giving independent artists opportunities to actually shine. Like, I mean, I repost people's shit on my SoundCloud for like the cheap. Like, I'll charge them like $200. You feel me? $200, $300. I'll repost your shit on my shit for a whole day, and you blow up, you get like 12,000 within a day. You know what I'm saying? 12,000, 13,000. So I'm doing that for people to take the power away from the industry and give it to the individual. And if music is your calling, you'll see it, because then people will naturally gravitate towards you. So I'm trying to do that. I mean, I'm trying to give back to everybody, because when me and my mom ain't have it, you feel me? We was never like dead broke, but when we ain't have it, I knew what it felt like to be hungry. You feel me? So I'm trying to like, I think I actually got the idea from, it was either you guys or another station, but
it was definitely us.
All right, what? My fault.
Us.
All right, so yeah, where you y'all would basically like go buy groceries and fill up somebody's fridge.
Yeah, fill your fridge.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I'm doing that. I'm finna do that same shit, because I mean, when I say y'all inspired me with that shit, like I would have never thought about something like that.
Oh wow.
So once a month, once or twice a month, you feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna pick at least like 2 to 3 people and take them to fill up their fridge, and I'm just trying to give back, bro. I'm not selfish.
That's good. Good for you. X, aka Dagger Dick.
Hey, I like her.
Well, let's talk. Since we talked about how you got the X name, talk to me about Dagger Dick. Then I'll give you that platform.
All right.
This is for the ladies.
So I go at least like a good like 8 or 9, but I have no girth like at all.
Oh my God!
Like I got like a ET dick, like it's like ET finger, like it's like super skinny but long, so I can fuck your walls up. You feel me? Like poke them, but it's no friction in it.
Oh my God!
I'm not even gonna lie.
Lord have mercy.
A player don't lie, so I'm gonna keep it blood raw.
Okay, so you got the length but not the girth.
I got the length with no girth.
Okay. But everything else, the tongue game is okay.
I'm out with you.
I'm just saying, ladies want to know.
Listen,
Ask the questions ladies want to know.
I like to please a woman more than I like to be pleased myself. I'm a pleaser rather than.
You're 19, so that's a good start.
I'm very
good start, young man.
I've only had sex with one girl and not made her come. Only one.
Wait, what'd you say?
I've only had sex with one woman and not made her.
In your life?
Yeah. Well, and not made her.
Oh, and not. I thought you meant.
I done
hit
at least like a good.
Oh no, we don't need to know the count.
I can't count them on my hand.
No, we don't need to know the count. But okay, all right. So that's a note for you guys.
Yeah. For
the future. Okay. Well, I think we've covered a lot of bases, and you just got to stay out of trouble, stay focused. We rooting for you. There's a lot of these, kids that are getting these opportunities and getting locked up, and it's like a waste, and it's really sad. So I want to see you make it. I want to see you live those dreams, whatever you have in your mind, go for it, give back, be the super villain, the hero, everything you want to be. Just stay out of jail, please.
I appreciate you.
All right. I don't want to sound preachy, but
no,
it's real.
I'm talking about every time it's said to me, you're saying what I need to hear. You feel me?
I mean, look, Kodak Black.
Bro, Kodak, bro, that's
you know what I'm saying? Shmurda, you know what I'm saying? Bobby Shmurda.
Took 7 for his dog.
Like, yo, it was happening consecutive. It's crazy. Ross on house arrest, ankle, like it's just like, yo, come on.
If I say, bro, punched me, he punched me in my shit with no evidence, it don't matter. I go to the police, I say he punched me in my shit. They coming to get him.
Mm-hmm.
All I gotta do is have like a little bit of a scar on my face. They coming to get, bro.
Yeah.
And he gonna sit for a good 5 months unless you got 10 bands or 20 bands to pay lawyers. And it's, even some of the lawyers don't give a fuck. But luckily, I had a good ass lawyer named Robert Trackman. Go hit my dog up. You feel me? Go get him if he want to. But Robert Trackman, and phenomenal guy. He's actually going through my condolences to him. He's going through something right now. Phenomenal guy, helped me out. You know what I'm saying? Because I had another lawyer on my case for like 7 months, like 7 months, and bro was just sitting. You feel me? He wasn't trying to help me. So Trackman came out of nowhere. You feel me? Because thank God for my manager. He came out, helped me, got me out on probation. Even though I was, you feel me? I'm not guilty, but I wanted to get out. I wanted to be with my mom, help my mom out. You feel me? So I took the plea. And
even when you take the plea, that's even a setup because that follows you for life. That's the setup right there.
I got withheld justification though. So
okay.
I'm not even a convicted felon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good for you.
If I fuck up, I am though.
Okay. Well, don't fuck up. Don't do that.
I'll try.
Thank you, XXXTENTACION.
Just call me Young Dagger.
Did I do that right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna call you X. The ladies can call you something. The other ladies, the younger ladies can call you something else. I don't know about the other thing, but thank you for coming through and being so vulnerable and open. And
in all honesty, the honor is all mine. Like this is amazing. This is a great opportunity, and I'm very grateful to even be in your presence as well as his, and just to be able to even do this. Like it's not a lot of niggas that make it out the hood. It's not a lot of people that even get to live out their dreams. So definitely, and I mean, I'm saying this again from me to you. I'm definitely very, very, very thankful.
You're welcome.
Shout out to 103 Father Beat. Shout out to Revenge.
Shit, he's calling. My brother. Yeah,
Sorry.
I was just
Phoned out.
about to say we were having such a great conversation. Please don't let it end like that. Hey, I was also putting everybody on, like who's in my audience, and of course a lot of them rock with you. I was trying to tell them. I was saying this is probably the most captivating conversation I've had in a while, because I have a lot of people on here and we laugh and we giggle about a lot of shit, but listening to you. And I was telling them, because some of them are like, yo, what is he talking about? Maybe he's going over the head, or maybe there's don't believe whatever you're saying. But I was saying, yo, he's giving you the roadmap to his brain and his thinking, right? So for whatever he's accomplished, for the millions of people who look up to him, that is the road. He's navigating you through how he sees things, and clearly a lot of people agree with him. So. I forgot even what I was even asking you about.
You know what confuses me?
What?
How much ignorance there is to the aspect of, you do realize what the internet is, right? The internet is a place where the brains go to intertwine themselves with other people. It's a spiritual connection, a visual connection. All it is a matter of connection. Now, when people get on the internet, right, and they comment, and they say, who the fuck cares? The amount of time that you took out to comment, the time that you spend on the internet, the dopamine you get. You do realize that the internet is the strongest form of a drug right now, right?
Yeah. You
do realize that every like you receive and every bit of appreciation you get is a form of dopamine. So it's a form of pleasure. That's why these girls go on the internet and they get naked and they do all they can to get publicity. They don't give a fuck what they got to do. They don't give a fuck what they got to go through. As long as they can get that reward in the end, that dopamine, that release. You know what I'm saying? They'll keep doing it.
Okay. You see, now I got to call you out on your shit, right? Okay,
yeah,
you're 100% right about that.
Yeah.
But when you were coming up, you've admitted this to me. You said, like, shit, you be fighting people online, and all that was for attention in some way or form.
Mm-hmm. I never denied that.
Looking back at that, do you look at that and be like, so I'm saying, do you think that's wrong, right? Because you're right. It is applying to the lowest.
All right, let me give you a perfect explanation. Have you ever seen me pop out of the woodworks on anybody in hate, ever?
Well,
without a reason.
Okay,
without
now,
a reason.
now
Even
you
before.
don't have to. Well, now you don't have to.
I can give you every bit. I can give you every. If you do every bit of research that you can, anything that I've done wrong has always come with a wrong. So when someone would do wrong to me, I would do wrong back to get even. Now that's not even. You don't fix a wrong with a wrong. You don't fight fire with fire. That was my problem. I always felt the need to respond. Sometimes I do now. I feel the need to respond, but I don't. I fight that urge. That is what has empowered me. So before, right? I'll give you a perfect one. There's a video of me fighting online. I beat the shit out of some kid. I beat the fuck out of him. Like, beat him silly. Made the picture a picture on my SoundCloud of me choking him out with my tongue out, like I'm choking him out. I beat the shit out of him. It was funny. I put it in the song and all. The reason, right? I'll give you a reason. He paid me for a feature, right? Now I'm doing features. I'm trying to balance everything because I'm living where I'm living and I'm taking care of multiple people. I'm trying to do everything I can. I never told him when I would do the feature. I told him I got you. I'm going to do it. But I'm an artist. So as long as it takes to do the feature, you have to give the artist the time so you can get the full appreciation. You know what I'm saying? So he can do what he's supposed to do. You don't want to rush an artist and then not get the full quality of what you wanted, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm taking long. He gets disrespectful, like says some disrespectful shit. I don't remember what he said, but he said some disrespectful shit. I said, you know what? Fuck you. I'm not doing it. So then he says some crazy shit. Then he starts going around. Now, I know people in Florida. Whatever anybody says about me, bro, I'm good in Florida, bro. I am good in Florida, bro. I'm gravy in Florida. I can drive around and go wherever the fuck I want by myself. Unless It's a stupid nigga that has the nerve and is stupid enough and don't care about his life to try me. You know what I'm saying? But those exist everywhere. I'm good, bro. So look at it this way. The word got back to me. You know what I'm saying? The word got back to me. Me and him end up at a similar show. We end up at a similar show. I see him on stage. I walk up to him. I look him in his eyes. I tell him, come here. He just looks at me. I grab him.
While he's on stage?
Yeah. I grab him off the stage. I pull him off the stage, headbutt him, take him to the ground. We get up. We go outside to go squabble. We go outside. We go fight. I beat his ass outside. Beat him like a man and let him go. I didn't jump him. I didn't kill him. I didn't stab him. I didn't shoot at him. I beat that man ass like a man, one-on-one, and let him move on with his day.
Okay. Well, I get that. I get that.
So in the end of the day, that's more or less an actual lesson to be learned. I didn't do. You can't say I've ever, like, people perceive it to be irrational, but truly, like, maybe when I was a bit younger, I was a little irrational, but now I haven't been irrational. So it's basically saying, okay, that none of you as viewers, that all of you motherfuckers is perfect. That's how people try and make it seem like when you go onto my shit, me as a person, with my current state of mind, you're going to get my current state of mind response. You cannot hold me to my previous self. My life is not the way I've been rewarded, everything that I've accumulated. Obviously, the world is rewarding me. You know what I'm saying? So you're supposed to understand and perceive these things. Like, okay, he's being rewarded for a reason. He has his mind for a reason. He has his value for a reason. Let me see what the fuck he's talking about before I let this be his permanent image. If you're going to get online, right, and you're going to read an article, and you're going to let that sit in your mind, and you're going to talk bad about me, the amount of time that you take to talk bad, try and take that same energy and use it to be able to talk good, to go perceive and see what the real answer is.
Well, some people are pointing out, they're like, okay, yeah, maybe you never, like, hated on anyone, but people say online you use your online platforms as a way of, like, attention seeking, as they call it. Do you believe that when you're online, you're like,
why do Instagram models post pictures with their boobs out?
They want likes.
I'm going to keep using this comparison because it's the most accurate. The reason I do everything is to accumulate that attention. What is the internet for? To intertwine with other minds. What is my career based off of? Intertwining with other minds. Am I an attention seeker or am I doing my fucking job?
But with that, you get people who are very annoyed at you or just hate you.
I don't care. When was the last time you seen me go online and say that I cared?
Yeah, you never do.
I'm trying. You know why I'm not going to do that? Because then if I do that, the kids are going to feel the need to complain about all of their problems. They're going to feel the need when they go to school. They're going to be mad. They're going to be angry. They're going to be like, you know what? Fuck this. If I respond and I say fuck this, then all of the kids are going to do the same things. And they look at it this way. If something happens to me, right? Now, let me put a very, very, very harsh reality out there. There are at least 8 million kids that look up to me. If I, just like Kurt Cobain, if I killed myself right now, how many kids do you think would go down with me? And that is the reality of it. This is a reality of the power that I hold. Now, I don't use this in a negative aspect. You know what I'm saying? I understand what I have, and I'm trying to mold it in a positive direction because I have to. Because then I would be responsible for not only deaths, I would be responsible for attempted suicides. I would be responsible for drug use. You see me? You are 17. Go on there. You see? Am I rapping about drugs? Am I rapping about popping perks, taking Xans, popping pussy, all types of crazy shit? I do that sometimes because sometimes it's okay to let them have fun. Sometimes that's what they need. Sometimes they need to have some fucking fun. Sometimes they don't want to think about the real shit. Sometimes they don't want to think about their shit. Sometimes they want to forget that shit. So that's why I have a selected variety of music. Okay. I'd rather you go to me for that than some other artists that really don't give a fuck about you. That really don't give a fuck about you or your kids.
Hey, in terms of how your fan base views you, or like your family, as you said, is there any other artists who you've seen them have that connection with their fans?
Nope.
No, it doesn't have to be even current. It could be from the past.
Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain and only Kurt Cobain.
Did you look up to him in terms of even trying to have that connect, like really trying to mold that connection and build?
There are only 2 artists, and I won't name the second one. I want to so bad, but then I know I'm gonna have a bunch of artists trying to go. Matter of fact, I should just say it. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. There are only 2 artists that I know saved my life. That made me made me the mind I am. Well, there's more artists, but there's the dominant ones. That's Kurt Cobain and The Weeknd.
Why The Weeknd?
And not the current Weeknd. You have to go listen to his old shit. Like because I don't really elaborate on who I listen to, because I take pride in what I listen to, because I use it for me. If you go listen to, like, all right, he has an album called Trilogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before the Trilogy album came out, he had his mixtapes. There were mixtapes. There was House of Balloons, there was Thursday, and there was Echoes of Silence. He basically took the mixtapes, remastered them, added like 3 tracks, made them into an album and called it Trilogy. Now, the original, before, because the remaster sounds different, but it's just as good. Don't get me wrong, it's just as good to a degree. This is music I was listening to get outside of my mind. This is music I was listening to help me. And the subject matter is a bit different, but the energy behind it was real.
You think so? You know, I know exactly what you're talking about, but I'm trying to think of the energy. A lot of times when The Weeknd was on, even Thursday, I remember listening to like some of the songs on there, and I was like, it feels like it was detached. Like he was singing about like being kind of almost emotionless, especially like dealing with women. You know what I mean? Like it
was contradictory.
He didn't care. You know what I mean?
It was contradictory, but it was numbing.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was the good thing about it, because it spoke. Look, the words didn't have to speak to you. It was the energy, because it spoke to your soul. It touched your soul. It numbed your soul. It helped your soul get through shit.
Okay.
It kept everything quiet. It made you be okay with like being in the room by yourself.
That is true. Hey, I have to ask you this, because I think when people see you get in depth on certain things and your way of thinking is clearly.
But we could talk for a whole hour if you want, bro. I like talking.
Yeah. No. Well, they're asking also. They're like, does he take drugs? You get me? Because for some people, they're like, that's an easy explanation to why.
I'm on probation. I'm on probation. I get drug tested every week.
Yeah.
No. And I never really liked drugs. The only time I used to take drugs was when I wanted to kill myself. And I'll tell you, each drug I took when I did want to kill myself. I was popping Vicodins. I was popping Xanax. I tried to smoke weed, but weed made me too paranoid, so I fucking hated it. And I didn't want to do it. And then I was drinking. And that's all I was doing. I wasn't a kid that was trying to do all types of... Bro, I wasn't with that shit, bro. I wasn't with that shit, bro. Because it was like, yo, drugs only make you weaker, fam. It's like, it's different, like... It's different if, like, a nigga goes and, like, all right, like, acid and shit. Like, I can understand that, because that's, like, that's almost like a spiritual journey. Like, people do, like, acid and mushrooms. Like, when I did that when I was younger. I did that, and that expanded my mind. That definitely expanded my mind. I'm not going to tell kids to go do that shit, though, because not everybody can handle that shit. That shit will, like, drive you insane. Because it did. That's what it did when I was younger. It drove me insane. It made me go crazy. But then I found myself. So it worked in a benefit, but I don't recommend that shit, because... Like, I've seen more people fall victim to it than suffice from it. But, like, when I was younger, because we're just speaking about when I was younger, because, like I said, I don't do drugs. I don't like drugs. When I was doing that shit, bro, it was because I had a death wish, bro. I had a death wish. I wanted to die. I would go in my, all right, I'll go and find any medicine that I could, because I used to stay with my grandmother. When I was staying with my grandmother, I'd go and find any medicine that I could, and then I'll just take it. Even if it was over the counter, I'll take it.
So, that's interesting. So, like, recently we saw, like, you definitely You spoke up against like Xanax. Did you feel like you had to speak up about it? We know
Yeah,
little Pete
because
passed
because
away.
bro, like here's the fucked up part. Because Ski had beef with Lil Peep back in the day, and that's why I had never I never co-signed him. I never talked to him. I would never do anything with him. But we had similar friends. We knew similar people, and all I would hear was good things about him. But due to my loyalty to Ski, I would not fuck with, bro. My loyalty to Ski, bro, and and it's funny because my loyalty to Ski oversees a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And people didn't really realize that. Like that's why I got punched in my shit. Like not to put bro in that situation, but that's why I got punched in my shit because he got jumped. He got jumped, and he felt like it was because I was defending him, but he was gonna get jumped regardless. He got jumped, and that drove me to the edge to go defend my friend. And then you saw I was stuck by myself dealing with it by myself. You know, so with Lil Peep, the reason I felt the need to say something was because I felt a form of guilt. I felt not only a form of guilt, and I wanted to. The word is not reconcile, but I wanted to fix that. I wanted to fix that feeling in a proper way, not in some clout way, not in some like, okay, how can I look at this man's death and apply that to my fan base? How can his energy live on through my fan base? How can I get his death to be something positive rather than a bunch of people calling him a fucking druggie? Okay, I'm gonna get these kids to stop doing fucking Xanax.
Do you look at, and I don't know how much you examine other artists who or what they do with their art, but a lot of your peers, they push that drug shit, man. Like they push drug use. They glorify it. They show it on social media. Now I think everybody kind of chilled a little bit, but like a couple months before,
Why do you think they chill?
well, it's a wake up call, right?
Nah. Why? Nah.
Why do you think they chill?
I wouldn't say his death was a wake up call, nigga. I say these kids are saying fuck Xanax because I told them to say fuck Xanax. I told these kids to stop doing drugs, and they listened.
Do you think you got that power?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This is the first time. I mean, shoot, even Lil Xan is changing his name from Lil Xan. Like he's now Diego. You know what I mean?
I commend bro for that. And when I think I had talked when I had talked to him. I'm pretty sure I told him, I'm like, yo, I just want you to make sure you do something positive with your wave. Cause I be talking, bro. One thing about me, I'm not a groupie, bro. I'm not no fucking groupie, bro. I don't feel the need to, like, if I have a conversation with somebody, I don't feel the need to screenshot the shit and put it online. There's so many artists I've talked to. So many artists even more famous than me that I've talked to. Like, okay, like, nigga, my whole family, bro, growing up, women around me when I was growing up loved Usher. Nigga, I met Usher. Nobody knew.
Wait. Y'all ain't sit from the same cup, right? Like, I hear you got that. I'm just.
Come on, bro.
Nah, go ahead.
Don't subject me to that shit.
No.
I fuck with, man. I don't give a fuck. That's how I feel. If he do, then he does, and he's still Usher, and he still has saved millions of people, and his music has inspired the youth and kept us going.
Was that your relationship? So you even saying like you spoke with Lil Xan. It feels like you don't, and I've seen, of course, we saw you and Kodak. It don't feel like you don't have a problem with giving advice to people. Right
Not
before
at all.
you got on, about like 20 minutes before, Trippy was on, and he kind of said the same thing about you, like in terms of how you kind of gave him advice, and that's why he felt like for him, like you were like his best friend in music almost. Like, don't you ever look at somebody and be like, I don't know if I want to reach out?
It all depends. It all depends on what energy I perceive. But then again, the only reason I wouldn't message someone is due to pride. And I don't have I take pride in my accomplishments. I take pride in my supporters, my family. I take pride in the man that I've become. I'm not a prideful man though, as far as ego. Like, I don't think with ego like, oh, I'm too good for this person.
You got a little bit of ego, nigga. Hold on.
I don't.
Who do you compete with?
Have you ever seen anything surface online about me being an asshole or an ignorant piece of shit?
Not in person. Not in person. Not
Never.
Actually, I've heard
if I had
the
an ego,
opposite. That
if
when
I had an
people run
ego,
into you,
if I had an ego, if I had an ego, why would I be talking to you right now? How does this benefit me? Why wouldn't I go to the fucking Breakfast Club and go talk to Charlemagne the God?
Well, you don't house arrest, nigga.
It can be arranged.
Skype it in.
Exactly, it can be arranged.
Who do you compete with?
Nobody. And don't bring up no comparison, because I'm not giving anybody that power or energy off my name. And if you do, then I'm gonna hang up.
Okay. Do you look at nigga, shut up, man. Do you look at anybody inside of like even so you don't okay, who inspires you then? If you're not competing, somebody got inspired.
Ski.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Cause I love that nigga, bro. And that nigga sees me as competition and will do anything to, like, me and him have just like the greatest fucking rivalry. Like some days I'm Sasuke and he's Naruto. Some days I'm Naruto and he's Sasuke. And the energy just switches. But we never, like, we always find the middle ground. Always. It's never gone too far. We always find the middle ground. And on top of that, like me and him, like we recycle a lot of each other's shit. Like if you go through my lines, you'll see lines that I've said that Ski has said. If you go through the Ski lines, you'll see lines that Ski has said that I've said. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we recycle each other's energy and we just create this raw energy, and then we even have our own energy on top of that. So it's like we just turn it, like we're just bro, it's just raw, bro. We raw, but niggas is just sleep, and he's distracted by a lot of things. But bro is going to be raw. I don't give a fuck what nobody says.
Hey, what do you think about the state of Florida hip hop right now?
I feel like the sooner they decide they want to open their eyes, open their ears, and hop onto the energy that's going to help Florida become something different. That's when
who's they?
The streets, the people here. It's a melting pot. Florida is a huge melting pot. That's what it is. It's an accumulation of many races, many belief systems, just different. Florida is a fucking melting pot. This is where it's because it's seen as a vacation state, but it's not a vacation state. Like you'll see, like, okay, when people were running from Cuba to come to the United States, it was ducking off at Florida. It's coming to Florida. And then the people from Haiti was coming here, you know what I'm saying? So it's just different races were coming here. And then you have people from other countries coming to Florida to come vacay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just became, and then some people just came and then ended up staying. Like, it became a huge, huge, huge melting pot. So it's so many views and practices that there is no sense of conformity as to an agreement. No one has found a firm agreement, like, in anything. Like, okay, if we could all agree, right, on this is the greatest artist of our time, everybody would come to that agreement and act accordingly. You know what I'm saying? There's not that yet.
Well, Florida rap is very diverse too. Like what you do is very different from.
No. I am diverse. I am a diverse artist. Florida rap is not diverse. Hell no.
Nah, there's lanes there.
Hell no.
You might have your own lane, but there's a
no.
There's a Pump lane. There's a
okay.
Kodak
what does Lil
lane.
Pump do?
He makes trap music.
No. Let me correct that, cause bro, I love Lil Pump, bro. Before nobody knows, nigga, and I'm not trying to sun, bro, but it is what it is. Before him and his little homeboy got on, I'm not even gonna say his name. I'm not giving nobody no power. You don't say it either. Before Pump and his homeboy got on, they was around us. We were giving them songs. We were doing things for them. Like the distorted 808 beats, that came from I. Like, all right, when I sat down with Ronnie J, shouts out to Ronnie J, because I want him to get my energy. When I was sitting down with Ronnie J, making beats, ask Ronnie who helped him make the 808, the distorted 808. Ask him where it came from. Because it didn't even originate with Ronnie. It originated really with my producer, Stain. And then I took what Stain showed me, and I started using it in my beats. Like, okay, like with my vocals, people were using my vocal limiter, because I was using a vocal limiter. I was using a hard limiter, and then I was using overdrive, and then I started recording at FL Studio. So I was doing mad precise shit, then I saw the sound. Like, there's nobody that can play with me and play with me at all, because my music is a science. So I know when you're imitating. I just don't say anything at all. At all. I will let you imitate and I won't say anything. Because I don't, like I said, that's why I say I'm not ego in a way. Because, like, all right, when I'm speaking on this, I'll tell you what it is, because this is me just telling you what it is. This is me taking credit for what I've accomplished, and I consider that an accomplishment. Like, I look at, I look at Lil Pump, and I be happy. Like, I be happy as fuck, because I'm like, bro, I contributed to that. I contributed to that, because I seen where he was before, and now he has something. That makes me happy. Some people see niggas grinding, like, it don't make me mad to see someone shining.
Do you think he would agree with the same thing you just said?
If he didn't, then he wouldn't be real. And then I would never, ever extend my hand to him ever again.
So, okay, so I was trying to, well, we got to Pump by even mentioning a different lane. So you think the lane that you almost occupy and are pioneering.
Do not sensationalize that, and make sure your words are precise, because I know you'll probably go be like, rapper XXX says he put Lil Pump on. I know your ass.
No, nigga, no.
No, I'm just making it clear from now, so because that way my words are in here. My words are in here.
Well, that's what I'm trying to keep it on the lanes.
Go ahead.
So you don't think Lil Pump is a different lane than you? Because you're saying
of course he is. Of course he is.
Okay.
Of course he is.
So,
but I'm saying the Florida music is not diverse. They're all rapping about the same shit.
Well, you got the Kodaks, like, that's the street shit. Pump is just turn up.
Here's the thing though, with Kodak, I've gone to a Kodak song and I've heard him say some shit that is kind of poetic in a way. You know what I'm saying? It's how he elaborates it, but he falls more under that direction only because of exactly. Only because of that. Only because of that.
He's from that cloth. But if you listen to Kodak, I'm not gonna lie.
But Lil Pump
I hear a lot of ghetto poetry out of this.
Lil Pump not a hood nigga though. Lil Pump is not a hood nigga.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. It's lanes. So you have the Kodaks, the Kali P, all of them, right? Then you have a Lil Pump who's just making fun music, and then you have a you, which your music is more cerebral and also more emotional. You feel me?
Yeah, to a degree. But I think you couldn't say that because it differs.
Okay, good.
So you can't really put that. You can't even say that. You can't really put that in it. Okay. It just has more soul.
But even with all that, I feel like there is a diverse look coming from Florida. That's safe to say, right? Like for example, and I'm gonna use Chicago as a reference. There was a point, let's say 2012 or 2013.
Don't. They're not at all alike. Use
No.
Use New York. Use New York or Atlanta.
Okay, I can use New York.
Yeah.
New York, at a certain point, it felt like there was only one sound. It wasn't
that was that boom backpack rap.
Yeah, it wasn't a diverse offering, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe they were there, but nobody knew about them. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So it was only one sound. Florida, like for example, I think people are shocked when they find out the artists who are impacting the game now that all of them are all from Florida. You get me?
Yeah.
And they're all giving us different looks. So that's I think Florida is, even though it's a melting pot, I think you guys do have, you guys are on the cusp of musical. I don't even call it dominance, but it's like it's like the hot.
All right, let's say worst thing comes to worst, I fucking die a tragic death or some shit, and I'm not able to see out my dreams. I at least want to know that the kids perceived my message and were able to make something of themselves and able to take my message and use it and turn it into something positive, and to at least have a good life. I at least, if I'm gonna die or ever be a sacrifice, I want to make sure that my life made at least 5 million kids happy, or they found some sort of answers or resolve in my life, regardless of the negative around my name, regardless of the bad things people say to me. I don't give a fuck, because I know my goal in the end, and I know what I want for everyone, and I know what my message is. So I just wanted to say I appreciate and love all of you, and I believe in you all. Do not let your depression make you. Do not let your body define your soul. Let your soul define your body. Your mind is limitless. You are worth You are worth more than you could believe. All you have to do is dream, and all you have to do is want to fulfill that dream and have the strength to fulfill that dream. Pain is a sign of progress. When you feel pain, there is progress. I love you all. Make sure you have a good day. And I really wanted to ask, because I found that even when I was in jail and just when I'm home, I think about, and I hate to be cliche or to bring her name up, but I think about the girl that passed away, the girl that killed herself, that I wrote a song about. Hold on, sorry, I'm making a turn. I find myself thinking about her a lot, and I find myself kind of being pessimistic, so I just want to know what's the best way to deal with it, because I feel so much, and it's like, to a degree, it's like I want to feel that pain. I want to always feel attached to her because I was the last person she saw, but at the same time, like, I want resolve for myself. So I want to send me answers, please. That's all I wanted to say. I love you guys. Have a good one.
Button alongside Rory Mall Parks. Erickson is here, Savon is here, and Ice is here. And I want to start this with a quick moment of silence for XXXTENTACION and Jimmy Wapo out of Pittsburgh. I want to say rest in peace to them both, and I would like to send love, prayers, and condolences to their fans, family, and loved ones. So we'll start with some silence for a quick second. Okay, unfortunate we have to start this way, but we do. And a busy week in hip hop. Pardon my voice. I just was awoken from a nap. So I was trying to be well rested here. So if you have not heard, XXXTENTACION was murdered in Florida, exiting a bicycle shop, a motorcycle shop. He was shot in his vehicle, from what I read, as ongoers and passerbyers recorded his lifeless body with their phones. And as soon as I saw that video, I said, he's gone. he's there's just not a doctor there to confirm it, but that doesn't look too good. And then shortly after, the Jimmy Wapo news broke. And I'll be honest, I can't remember a day where two rappers were murdered on the same day. And a lot about this XXX shit is bothersome. So let me just talk about me real quick. This kid, I wasn't into his music very early on. But I was working on a show with Academics, and Academics was big on this kid's music, and Academics spoke highly of this kid. So I started to watch the kid because he was a mental health advocate. Yeah. So I was into him before I was into his music, because some people use mental health to exploit it. Some people, you can just tell the difference when some people are really going through some shit and just faking the funk. Not too long ago, Bow Wow reached out to me to do an interview here. This is a few months ago. This is before his Breakfast Club interview. This was when he was running around with the album title Suicide. I turned that shit down ASAP, didn't answer that call. Not because I don't fuck with Bow Wow. I don't play with people exploiting mental health. Not to say that Bow Wow wasn't going through shit, but I didn't believe it. This kid was a little different. As someone who has gone through some of that stuff and still does, you looked at this kid, and for me, I immediately said, "Oh, he'll end it. He'll do it." And I started to speak to act in a different manner regarding this young man. So when his album came out, I bought it. And to my surprise, it was really good. He was diverse. He was doing a lot more than just rapping, and all of the content was pretty heavy and pretty serious. And even after all of the fuck shit that this kid did, his album came out and he sold a lot of records. A lot of records. Which, shit, I was on vacation at the time with my girl, and her and I was both on the balcony crying listening to this album. Because we both are into that mental health shit like that. She's lost somebody. I've gone through it. So for this young kid to be reaching an audience, like, I was happy. I was proud that there was somebody talking that shit to the young kids. I mean, I'll be honest. That's how I felt about it. And I've had pretty harsh words for the young man. And I will say, and I've had a few conversations with him. I've spoken to him on FaceTime. To me, it seemed as though he was trying to live differently. It seemed as though he was trying to make some changes. It seemed as though he was, like, sincerely apologetic for some shit that he did. And I can't speak on everything that he did. I can't speak to... You know what I will speak to? This is what I will speak to. Let me get off of XXX for 2 seconds and just talk about, like, some life shit. And please, y'all feel free to jump in here. I'm just gonna kind of ramble because I have a lot to say about the topic.
Yesterday was difficult for you as well?
Yeah, I mean, now it's difficult for me. I mean, truth be told, this is probably the last place I want to be, even on set. But I mean, I'm usually excited to come here and talk hip hop. It's like one of the things I enjoy in life. But today's a tough day, especially given this circumstance. X was a friend of mine. Yesterday, hearing the news, like, I still didn't believe it. I mean, still, it's a shocking moment. Even seeing it on the teleprompter on our topic cards, I'm like, he's really gone. Yeah. Of course, some videos circulate online, kind of showing his lifeless body, and these things, I haven't slept ever since then. Yeah. But really, I look at all this stuff, and you know, I mean, I've been on social media, kind of like scrolling through my timeline, and I reached out to his mom, and I know she's going through it too. But also fans, I see fans hitting me up, and they're like, because they look to X's music really spoke volumes, and he was helping out a lot of kids through his music. Now they're hitting me up like, yo, what do we do? Like, we feel horrible. Like, what do we do? And we take so much things for granted. Me and X, we had a fight before he passed away, and that also replays my mind. I'm like, damn, we never, you know how you fight with your friends, you're like, yo, we gonna make back, we gonna make up. We never really got a chance to make up, so that kind of plays in my mind constantly. But I will say, for everybody, man, and I looked on social media, I've seen some people say some really negative stuff, some really mean stuff about X. And what I could say about him is that he was a guy who was just mentally miles ahead of everybody else. Even when it comes to music, his artistry was miles ahead of everyone else. Yeah. I remember talking to him for the first time when he was in jail, and he was a guy who clearly had the odds stacked against him because of the past. And by the way, not here glorifying his past or anything he's ever been accused of, but he was a guy who was trying to get right. And for the last, like, 5 months of his life, he was living completely a different life than he lived even the year before. He was accepting the mistakes he made. He was apologizing to the people he wronged. And he was trying to do better. He was trying to do charities. He was trying to really even guide other artists who he saw going down the path that he once went down. So this is a senseless violence. We don't know exactly what happened. Yeah. We don't know if it's anything to do with music, period, or it could be the fact he's young, he's rich, and someone saw, like, hey, let's go rob him. Yeah. One of the things, and I always said to him, I remember after the Migos situation happened where like, he got jumped or whatever the case is, I remember I had a conversation with him. I said, yo, like, you're too big of an artist to just be out here by yourself, to be walking alone, doing these things just by yourself. And he pretty much told me, he said, yo, he said, I'm not gonna be scared to be me.
Right.
And I only say that to say, like, that's him. He's not scared of the people. He was always in Florida. He hung out, he would go to the local parks, he would play basketball with people. He's not a guy like, yo, I'm gonna be in the house all day because I'm rich and security. Nah. So he probably didn't take some of the proper precautions that he probably should have, because he's a guy who signed a $6 million deal. And again, no matter how you don't look at yourself like that, someone's maybe looking at you like that. You're driving around a BMW i8 and they probably seen, oh, you're going to a bike dealership. You probably have some cash on you. This is a way for me to come up. Again, he never was as scared of the people. He loved Broward County. Like he lived and died there. And I remember the conversations we would have. He was like, this is home, and he never felt scared of where he was at. So to see him lose his life there is it's shocking, it's sad, and I hope that justice actually gets served in this case. I don't know.
He just wanted to be there for you.
Because that was him.
Because he knew he'd been through the same thing, yeah.
And it's so crazy to me how someone can work so hard for something and it can be taken from them so fast. And there's nothing you can do. With one movement, now he's gone.
On the most petty, common shit imaginable.
All over is some money. All over some fucking money. Like, that doesn't even make sense. That's weird. And it's something that will never be understood. And I can't live with that. I cannot live with the fact that this man worked so hard to be where he was. He was changing the shit he was doing.
One. Keep it going.
Adrian! Hey, it's smoking!